Top 10 Things to Do in Cartagena, Colombia. Blessed with warm weather, Cartagena has some of the best food in Colombia, and its lively nightlife scene means you can dance the night away to salsa and champeta at some of the city's numerous bars and nightclubs. Walking around the colorful streets is one of the best things to do in Cartagena. There is plenty of lovely colonial architecture, in addition to peaceful, leafy plazas and old churches and convents. With so much to see and do, it's no wonder that Cartagena is one of the most popular destinations in Colombia. 10. Puerta del Reloj. Meaning, clock gate, in English, Puerta del Reloj is the main entrance to the old town. It is a very important historical landmark, as a drawbridge used to be located in front of it to protect Cartagena from pirate attacks. Nowadays, Puerta del Reloj links the historic center to the popular Getsemani neighborhood and sees a lot of people pass through it every day. With wonderful colonial architecture, Puerta del Reloj is an interesting area to visit. 9. Museo Naval del Caribe. Opened in 1992 to commemorate 500 years since Columbus arrived in the Americas, the Museo Naval del Caribe takes you on a whirlwind journey through Colombia's maritime history. With models of ships and various Colombian cities on show, it is an interesting place to walk around. You'll certainly come away with a greater understanding of the fortresses and ships that defended the cities from pirates. Located in a wonderful colonial-era building, the museum will open your eyes to how, over the centuries, the country was influenced by the goings-on in the Caribbean. 8. Convento de la Popa. Built in 1607, the Convento de la Popa is perched atop a mound overlooking Cartagena. The views from up high are simply stunning. Once constructed from wood, over the centuries, solid and imposing walls were erected to protect it against pirates. While the fantastic views are certainly its main attraction, the historic and religious site's picturesque patio is wonderful to behold, as is La Virgen de la Candelaria, a delightful image located in the convent's chapel. 7. Plaza Bolivar. Once known as Plaza de la Inquisición, the square changed names when Colombia gained its independence. A statue of famous revolutionary Simón Bolívar, who inspired the winds of change in South America, lies at its center. The historic square is lined by beautiful, colonial-era buildings. One of the most impressive is the Palace of the Inquisition. Now a peaceful place, Plaza Bolivar has lots of quiet outdoor cafes if you want a coffee after a morning of sightseeing. 6. Iglesia de la Trinidad. Located on the lively Plaza La Trinidad, the Church of the Trinity's wonderful yellow facade brightens up the square. While the inside is a little gloomy, its yellow walls and bright marble columns lend it some color. Dripping in history, Iglesia de la Trinidad is a popular tourist attraction. Many people gaze upon it while enjoying a drink at the cafes, bars, and restaurants that line the plaza in front of it. 5. Caribe Jewelry and Emerald Museum. Famous around the world for its beautiful emeralds, for lovers of shiny things, no trip to Cartagena is complete without stopping by the Caribe Jewelry and Emerald Museum. The museum is fascinating to visit and looks at some of the myths and legends that swirl around gold and emeralds. You'll also learn a fair bit about how ancient civilizations set gems and what value they placed on them. As well as the beautiful gemstones on display, the El Dorado Chamber is well worth checking out. It looks at pre-Columbian rituals and ceremonies that involved the precious stones. 4. Plaza Santo Domingo. A lively place to visit, Plaza Santo Domingo has loads of fantastic restaurants. This makes it a popular spot with locals and tourists alike, who come to enjoy the delicious cuisine on offer. The center of the square is crowded with tables, and wonderful street performers play music for the diners' entertainment while street vendors set up stands selling souvenirs. As well as the ambiance of the square itself, Plaza Santo Domingo is also home to a number of historic sites, including Iglesia de Santo Domingo and the delightful reclining woman sculpture by Fernando Botero, a famous Colombian artist. 3. Iglesia de San Pedro Claver. Built between 1580 and 1654, Iglesia de San Pedro Claver is an interesting church to visit due to the amazing architecture. Its wonderful facade is made out of stone that was brought from the Tierra Bamba Island, and its impressive altar, a gift from Pope Leo XIII, houses the remains of Saint Peter Claver, after whom the church is named. 2. Castillo San Felipe de Barajas. Looking out over the city, this huge castle is a must-see when in Cartagena. It is the city's most recognizable and important landmark. Built in 1536, its strategic location atop San Lazaro Hill meant that it could protect the city from any attackers. Wandering around the castle's battlements and underground passages make for an entertaining and educational day out. as display panels tell you all about its history. Offering a delightful view of Cartagena down below, Castillo San Felipe de Barajas is particularly fantastic to visit at sunset for the glorious, sun-drenched views of the city. 1. Cartagena's Old Town. Appearing as if out of a fairy tale, Cartagena's photogenic Old Town is a treat to wander around. Brightly colored buildings and wonderful colonial architecture are everywhere you look. The heart of the city is surrounded by sturdy walls that once protected it from pirate attacks, most notably by Sir Francis Drake. A plethora of lively bars and restaurants can be found here, as well as picturesque plazas and historic monuments. Its winding cobbled streets are very charming and atmospheric to amble around.